One of our clients is on track to build a eight-figure company in the next 2, 3 years at this rate. And a common question we've been having with some of our clients in the program is, what's the separator between deal makers that get deals done, that attract a lot of deal flow, that close on businesses that are growing, versus those that might get started in the space of buying businesses, but might take them 1, 2, 3 years to get their first deal done. And when I look at one of our top clients in the space, it's just obvious that the only answer is how much energy and diligence and how hard are you working, is the only separator. Because anybody can come into space, and as we'll kind of talk about in the slides, like what is it that you got to be working on to separate yourself among the other investors out there. And I love what it says in Proverbs, the hand of the diligent will rule, while the slothful boy put to forced labor. So it's all about diligence at the end of the day. And part of the conversation we were having was around this topic of that society teaches that success is in the vacation lifestyle, that success is in being able to travel the world and have the freedom to not work and to retire early and to just not work on business. And especially when it comes to buying businesses, there's this topic about you only want to buy business, never work a day in your life. You want to buy a business that's gonna allow you to just not work the business, and that there's gonna be a team in place, and the team's gonna run it for you, and you're gonna buy this business with no capital down, and those deals are possible and those businesses are out there, but the odds of you actually not working it and it still being successful is almost nothing, right? Because it doesn't exist. And it's almost this satanic messaging in society that says that God's gifts that He's given you, you don't need to use, right? If it's true that you don't need to work hard and that success is in a leisure lifestyle and that you're working wrong and that your life is wrong if you're working hard, then what's the point of the gifts God's given you? What's the point of the talents that He's given you at birth, right? There is no use for them. And so there's just this lie in society that says that you're successful if you aren't working. And because of that lie, we get people all the time, and I've fallen prey to this same mindset as well, which is if I'm not traveling, if I'm not in Bali or Colombia right now, then I'm failing. If I'm not working only 4 hours a week, then I'm failing, right? And it's just a lie. Because if anything, the hard work is the goal. The amount of diligence, effort, the growth you're putting to achieve is the goal. And so I say that to say, if you want to be successful in buying businesses and business in general, then you have to put the energy in. You have to be diligent. You have to work hard. And there's no other way around it, right? And the Bible says, whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as for working for the Lord and not for men. And that's just all it comes down to, right? And when it comes to working hard, and especially deal making, there's really three core areas I want to talk about that working hard matters the most in. So when we're taking a look at our client, he's completely focused on one main industry, and that is healthcare and medical. So having clarity on the kind of deals you want makes a big difference. So even for me, when I bought my first business, I was super clear that I wanted a business that provided capital, because we own a brokerage and we wanted to offer funding. Um, we wanted to offer funding to our clients. And so the first deal that I did personally was for 140K. It was here locally in Phoenix, Arizona, and they provided funding to business owners. But I would have never found that business if I wasn't clear on that, though. And the same thing goes for people who join our buy side advisory, right? They come in and they just say, I want to buy a business, I want it to run itself, I want to earn 200K after expenses, and that's it. Well, great. Let's go on Biz by Sell. Let's go find a restaurant that's doing 200K and let's buy it. But odds are is you don't want a restaurant, right? And so the kind of clarity that you got to have to really get deals done and especially quickly matters. So one is focus your energy. When you know the kind of businesses you're targeting, you can focus your energy. Secondly, easier process, outreach, networking, referrals all become easier when your filter is clear. That's the most important thing. Like even when we're looking at our client, I mean, he's in medical, and in the last just 2 weeks, I mean, he's looked at dozens of deals, and he's getting referrals now for healthcare, for medical, because everybody in his network knows that these are the kind of deals that I'm doing. And when you're outreaching, you're not going left and right and reaching out to HVAC companies one day and surgical centers the next day, right? You're really focused on just, hey, I'm in medical, I'm looking at these deals in this state, and over here, and we're targeting down. Lastly, for clarity of tracks, one of my friends, he has basically no experience in buying businesses. In the last, I'll say 4 months, he's gotten 4 referrals for addiction treatment centers, mostly in like California, Nevada, more of the West Coast. But he has no experience, and he's never talked to his network about this. But once he got clear, he said, "Hey, like, I'm getting into buying businesses because I really want an addiction treatment center." Out of nowhere, he has me on 4 calls in the last like 2 months with these off-market owners, and now he just did another LOI this morning. Um, we did the LOI on Monday. They just sent back the counter this morning, and so that's the power of just clarity, right? In this work, it's not easy to be clear. And next is a willingness to review at least 5 to 10 deals a week. So this might seem excessive, and it is for most people, but I could say our client, I mean, he's literally looking at like 5 to 10 deals a week, like new businesses in a space, reviewing the prospectuses, looking at their financials, going through the packages, talking to different brokers, reaching out to off-market sellers. He's constantly reviewing new businesses every single week. You know, we had a call with him 2 weeks ago, and I mentioned a deal I thought he was still working on. He goes, "Oh no, that was like 10 deals ago." Like, sorry, I wasn't caught up, right? And so the higher volume, the better chance to spot hidden gems. Higher volume, the better chance to structure for creative opportunities. So as you're looking at all these different deals, you're reviewing all these different prospectuses, you're gonna see opportunities that people miss because they aren't doing the work that you're doing. And that's how simple this is. The plans of the diligent lead surely to abundance. The plans of the diligent lead surely to abundance. There's just no better way to put it. Proverbs 21:5. Third, high energy and consistent LOIs. So not only is one of our clients doing 5 to 10 reviews of a prospectus every week, but he's literally throwing out almost an LOI every day. Because he's probably like he does have a backlog at this point of deals that he has in the pipeline. He's just tossing out LOIs, he's shooting shots right now. And they are all good offers, right? Like he might offer somebody 100% seller financing. Are they going to accept that? Maybe. Odds are they aren't. But in this case, they counter with 50%. That's perfect, right? Especially considering on the listing they wanted 80% cash at closing. Now they went down to 50% because he offered 100% seller financing. And so that's the power of just shooting LOIs. Like, I'm not saying to just shoot them and be disrespectful. I'm saying review each opportunity, get clear on the financials, the perspectives of business. If they're asking for too much, if it's just not a good asset that they have, then you as the investor have the power to say, hey, based off of my criteria in a way that we would buy this business, this is our structure. You can accept it if you would like. If not, we would wish you the best, right? And that's all you got to do in this game. So, more volume, freedom to make more offers. This helps you stay active, build pipelines, attract more opportunities, and you're ready for when the right deal shows up. That's the most important point on this is that when you're constantly making more LOIs to businesses, when the right deal does come up, you're going to be ready. Because you've been reviewing so many prospectuses and because you have shot so many LOIs, when the right deal does come up, you aren't going to let it slide. you know? It's because like you're mentally ready. And you know this as well. Like there have been times in your life when you missed an opportunity because you just weren't ready. When you're constantly reviewing deals and you're constantly putting out LOIs, you will not miss the right one. And that's the most important thing. So, what's the separator in success? High energy deal making. It's simple but powerful, and there's just no other way around it. It's not going to be how many books can you read. It's not going to be the amount of public reports of Berkshire Hathaway you can read. Trust me, I've read them. It's going to always come down to how hard are you working? How diligent are you? How consistent are you in your actions? Are you compounding your growth? So know what you want, review as many deals as possible, and shoot your shots daily. If this was a helpful video for you, please leave a like and a comment, any questions you might have, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.